Welcome back, everybody, to the Quad Pod. This is we're calling it season 2 because that's essentially what it is.
Yeah.
We're back after a little bit of a break, winter break. Sam and I, and then Connor and Olivia, who are in the background, who are just as big of a part of this. We're so happy to be back, and it's awesome. And
I'm very excited.
I'm having a great time already.
Oh yeah.
So like, I love you, Sam.
I love you too, man.
I love you, Connor. Olivia, I'm indifferent about you. I'll figure that out later.
That one's on
Yeah.
We'll see by the end of the episode.
To everybody tuning in today, thank you so much. And we have a lot planned for this semester.
A lot.
Yeah. We have a bit of a better structure down now. We know more so what we're doing here. Not entirely.
Yeah. I mean, especially when it's kind of more like trial and error.
Yes.
This one I feel like we got on lock.
Yes, we got it on lock this semester. So stay tuned with us. We're gonna have some fun things going on. As for today, we're gonna kind of go through. I mean, a lot has happened since we've
a lot, yeah.
Understatement of the year. A lot has happened since we've last been here.
Mm-hmm.
But look, let's start it off light. Well, for you. So okay.
Yeah.
The Eagles are going to the Super Bowl, which is awesome.
I'll give it like a clap.
Why don't you tell the people why that's not exciting to you?
It's not exciting for me because I'm a Bears fan. This whole season wasn't like, very exciting for me. Maybe like the first 4 games were, because we were doing okay in the beginning.
You do have what many people are saying is a generational quarterback. So
that's what I was going into the season. I was like, he's the GOAT, unstoppable, and I believed he was the most sacked quarterback of the season.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna. I can't give like in-depth analysis.
Yeah.
I wasn't watching Bears games.
Yeah,
but
I stopped at a certain point.
I know you guys signed Ben Johnson as a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the greatest offensive minds in the league. So
that's what we.
Yeah, that's to look forward to.
We need that. We need I don't know. We need a good offensive coordinator. Like we just need someone who can actually get us to move the ball and not. I don't want to talk about it,
but the future. I think the future is pretty bright. So
I think so too.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
I mean, the Eagles. The now is pretty bright. So.
Yeah, the now is pretty bright for y'all.
We have that. Now I don't want to like speak too soon or jinx anything, knock on wood and all that good stuff. But but yeah, very exciting. As of right now, and just for every future thing we talk about, because I know things are happening by the second, like right now with the new administration and everything. Just for clarification for everything moving forward, this is being filmed on Monday, the 3rd of February.
Yes.
But yeah, so right now, everybody's just looking forward. Well, not you.
Yep.
Everybody except for you, maybe a few other people looking forward to the Super Bowl.
I'm excited for Kendrick. I'm very excited. I'm gonna be that guy who's like, I'm like at the end, I'm like, all right, guys, who's your favorite commercial? Like,
don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
That one commercial was crazy. God.
Oh my God.
No, but I mean, I'm excited for the Super. I mean, it's a fun time.
Yeah.
My big concern right now is watching the Super Bowl. Like, cause we watched all the games from my friend's laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2 friends have the laptop and they're both going somewhere else, like back home to watch Super Bowl with their other friends, and so we're all going, like, how are we gonna watch the Super Bowl now? So we're trying to figure it out. I mean, we'll figure out something.
You'll figure out something. Yeah.
We're not gonna not watch the Super Bowl, so it's like
exactly.
It'll work itself out. But I am, like I said, I told Carlo before we started filming, I am rooting for the Eagles, though I'm not a Bears fan. Just to see y'all be happy.
Yeah. It's an empathetic approach to it, and I appreciate that, because you don't want your friends to be sad, so I like that.
And also because there's this one guy, he walks around campus wearing his, like, Chiefs, like, sports coat.
That's obnoxious.
And, look, you can be a Chiefs fan. No problem with that. Like, but come on. Because he also has a Chiefs shirt underneath. I've seen it.
Too much.
That's way, too much. You're really trying to, like, piss people off. And it's like, dude, just like your team. It's like, but I will say this about you. No, I won't even. I don't want to get in trouble.
Go ahead.
Eagles fans are D1 Glazers of Saquon Barkley.
I mean,
like,
it's deserved.
No, but like you would have thought at home they have their own personal shrine that they pray to every morning. Like, I I see them talk about it. I'm like, all right, like we get it. And then I was watching the game with someone, and they're like, he was smiling. He was like, they thought he was smiling. They go, look at his teeth. His teeth are so great. And he was wearing a mouth guard. I was like, no way we're glazing away. This guy brushes his teeth.
I mean, look, he's the best player on the roster.
He is.
So, like, what are you going to do about it? And Philly fans are passionate.
They are.
So.
I will say that. And you know what? I was telling this to someone else, and I was like, you know what? Saquon was on the Bears. I'd probably be doing the same thing. But
I will warn you. I'm sure you're aware of this. So I'm going to be at home for the game.
Yeah.
But you're going to be here on campus.
Mm-hmm.
be ready regardless of the consequence, or not the consequence, the outcome. Be ready regardless of the outcome to fight for your life.
God, I'm not.
And honestly, like, funnily enough, probably more so if they win.
Yeah. Oh my God. I wonder if they're greasing the polls here.
Dude, they have to.
Have to.
Because, like, on some serious stuff, like, the kid died.
Yeah,
doing
that's
that. You saw
right.
that,
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah, people.
That was in Temple, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it was a Temple student. I don't think it was in Temple. He was a
Oh, it was a Temple student.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody stay safe though.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't go climbing
Yeah,
poles.
don't do it. Don't do it. But
God.
yeah, let's yeah, and maybe some people aren't super sports people. So yeah, let's get into just the regular headlines. Do you want to talk about our friend Phil here?
Phil.
Yeah.
I believe he did see a shadow.
He did. That's right. That's right.
And we have 6 more weeks of winter.
Yeah.
And it feels like, and I think we were looking at the statistics earlier. Like, it's always that.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
he has like this is not like I don't have a source on this, but we were talking earlier about how his percentage of getting it correct is like what 30%.
It's like 30% or something like that. And I'm like, and you brought up a good point of firing him.
Yeah, because
I think is fair.
If you go to your job and you only do your job 30% of the time, you're gone. You're gone.
And so, I mean, do we get a new animal, or do we stick to?
I like that idea. You know what? I actually like that idea, because groundhogs are like what like. If you put a groundhog in front of me, I'd probably think it's like a beaver or something. Mm-hmm. I don't know what a groundhog is.
That's what I was saying. Are we just big Beaver Day, or should we go for something completely Gopher Day?
Gopher Day. I don't know. No, it has to be something.
You ever seen a marmot?
A marmot.
You know what I'm talking about?
Marmot Day. Okay,
Marmot Day?
I like that. No, yeah, but no, the point stands. Mm-hmm. Like this guy's getting it wrong all the time.
All the time,
and he's bearing no consequence for his actions.
Yeah, it's always like, oh, he'll get it next year. No. It's like
I don't want to wait till next year.
It's like Santa. He works one day.
Exactly.
How does he mess it up?
He makes a living off one day. But here's the difference though. Like Santa, for the most part, does his job.
Yeah, he does.
And so the difference between Santa and Phil over there.
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything.
Nothing.
He crawls out of his little hole in the ground, which we were talking about this earlier. I don't think he even lives in that hole. I think he's like pampered. He's like a pet of some sort during the rest of the year. It's all an act. He's not a real groundhog.
Yeah, I think he likes to portray himself as like, guys, I'm just like a regular groundhog coming out of my hole. No, come on.
It's corporate. He's been sold out. It's soulless. He sees a shadow every time because he wants us to suffer.
Yeah.
And even then, he's wrong most of the time.
And we're just like, and we just sit by and let it happen.
We need to do something about it.
I think we do.
I've been saying for a long time, I'm not advocating for anything, but I think he would make a warm hat if you were to craft something from
his fur.
Yes, his fur. So that's all I'm saying.
You could probably only make a hat out of
That's
him.
what I was thinking, because I was like, that would be really cool if you could make a jacket out of him.
Yeah.
But there's probably not enough there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like it's too soon to turn him into a hat. He just became a father. And I'd hate to do that to his son or daughter. Actually, I don't know. Like, let the other.
Don't make me feel bad about. Don't make me feel bad about like assassination jokes about amongst the 20.
Look, I understand Phil has been not doing his job for a long time, and there should be a consequence.
But you think he could use the salary right now?
I think no. Here's what should be his punishment: send him out a year in the wild. Let him.
True. But
let him adapt.
But like. That's like because if he's a pampered like house pet, that's the same as like killing him. Like, because like if he's gonna die if you send him out into the wild, he's gonna get eaten, he's gonna starve, or he's gonna get shot by a hunter.
Well, maybe. But that's on him. You know, if he really wants his job back, he'll come back next year with the right answer.
And then
I think he should have to work for
it. If he doesn't, we hold a democratic election. Only Pennsylvania citizens, because this is our tradition.
That's right.
Yes. And we can either choose a whole new animal. I'm with that, honestly.
Yeah.
Marmot Day.
Marmot Day. I'd be down for Marmot Day.
I don't even know if they're native to Pennsylvania, but if they're not, bring them in.
I don't
know.
Ooh,
Lemur Day. Lemur Day. Yeah, they're not native to Pennsylvania, but let's bring them in.
Are any of these animals even native to like North America?
No, probably not. But like, that's what's so cool about it.
We bring them in.
We have the ability to do this. Mm-hmm. You understand that? So like, you got on like a nice hike, you know. I don't know, like
find them
anywhere in Pennsylvania. Just see lemurs swinging from trees.
So we like bring them. We bring
because
you
got to bring a whole population. You can't bring just one. That's cruel.
Mm-hmm. Well, have you thought about maybe like going back to Phil real quick? Maybe he's like he wants to be back in the wild, but he's being
he's totally fine with the pampered lifestyle. He's totally with it. He's complacent with that.
Like maybe to get back for being like every day. Like maybe you don't know what his day-to-day life is. Maybe he has to like test every day, like look at a shadow or not. And so they get back.
You think he's like schizophrenic?
Yeah, no, I think I think there's something up with that because we don't know what those people do with him in the off season. You're right, and so I think like to get back at the humans, he gets it wrong.
I mean, so are we kind of building up like a Punxsutawney Phil character arc here?
Yeah.
So you think he's being exploited?
I think he's being exploited. There's
really?
a chance.
Okay.
I'm not throwing out the idea that he's
so
a
you
Nepo
so
baby.
you yeah. So I mean that's fair, but I feel like
there's something the thing is too he's
there's
very
maliciousness here.
he's like look at me, I'm
yeah. He's a real show me Sally. That's my biggest problem with
is.
Punxsutawney
He
Phil.
really wants to be like
yeah.
He's like the groundhog
Center of
savior.
attention.
Like, all you
Yeah.
do is look at your shadow, bro. And sometimes you don't.
Yeah, sometimes yeah. He's like, "Oh, you want to know how much time's left in winter? You got to come to me." There's a quote here that I read to you before we started taping. And this is another thing. Like Punxsutawney Phil doesn't like deliver these messages himself. Supposedly, he writes it down on a scroll from which.
I love the sense Phil was welcomed with chants of Phil.
Yeah, and again,
Phil,
and again,
pulled from a hatch of his tree.
These chants are for just a bum, who only does his job 30% of the time. Like,
what's kind of crazy to me is that like, he looks at his shadow more often, which is more work for him. You think like wouldn't it be? So think of it. If he didn't see his shadow more, he would be right more of the time, and it would require less work of him. But he goes out of his way. He goes out of his way
because
to be
he
wrong.
wants to see people suffer. That's the thing.
Yep. But I was right. I was saying this earlier, and people looked at me funny. On his tree stump, he comes out of a tree stump.
Yeah, but as we've kind of agreed on, he definitely doesn't live there.
Oh yeah.
Because that's just the image that he is presenting.
Yeah.
That's not
the idea of the bachelor pad down there though is I'd love to see it.
But he's a married man now.
I guess you're right. We actually don't know about his marriage status. But
I mean,
I know he does have a child.
I guess you're right. Having a child doesn't preclude.
And so I think though, because like, well, the whole thing is that that he's immortal. Like,
which is crazy.
Which I think is crazy.
Yeah.
Because I would want to see like the lineage, like from Phil we went to him, like this guy, and then maybe her, and all this and that. So, but no, we're just stuck with Phil, and it's like, come on.
Let's see a new face. Let's see a fresh face. Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta elect a new animal. That's
animal.
the problem. That's the problem. Yeah.
And what do we do with the Phils though? The Phil family.
The Phil family.
Do we just send them out?
Huh?
Is that a get off of Phil?
Get off of Phil.
All right, let's get off Phil.
Big groundhog called in. They don't want us talking about it anymore.
We got a call from Punxsutawney. They said knock it off.
Yeah. But hey. No more of that.
No more of that. We have Phil on the line.
Another thing, a local thing that I think bears mentioning. This happened while we were off.
Mm-hmm.
The 76er Stadium, which has drawn a lot of, rightfully so, a lot of criticism. They have decided that they're not building in Chinatown, and they're just going to build a new stadium in South Philadelphia, which is like.
Oh, okay. I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, you didn't know that. Okay. No. That's just what they should have done in the first place. Yeah. To state the obvious, I want to say this to you, Josh Harris, and the other dipshit owner of the 76ers. This is my team that I'm a fan of, and you are ruining it. I hate you. Because not only do you own Fanatics and you make the worst jerseys ever, you run this team so soullessly, it sickens me. Joel Embiid should have been traded like 2 seasons ago at this point, and all you're doing is keeping him on the team so you can sell tickets.
Yeah, that might be true.
Also, you own 2 sports teams in rival cities, the Washington Commanders, and the New Jersey Devils. So I know that you don't care, but you don't even try and put on the face that you do care. It is so clear that you don't care with every single one of your actions that you just thought you could just roll everybody over and build an arena on the homes of and businesses of thousands of people. Fuck you.
Well, also consider this. The Sixers kind of suck as a team.
No, that's the other part of it too.
And that's not his fault.
It is one thing, again, to propose tearing down an entire neighborhood to build your shitty stadium on it. It is entirely another for that team to suck absolute hot balls for the past 5 seasons. This team has done nothing. They are terrible. They are not worth rooting for. I have not watched the 76ers game all season because I hate you. Sell the team.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys are on the right path, though, a little bit. I mean, you guys got TikTok boy. You got Jared McCain.
We have to.
He's injured, isn't he?
He's injured, yeah.
A lot of your team's injured.
The team could have a good future if they just traded the old geezers we have on the
Yeah, Embiid needs to go.
He needs to go. Paul George needs to go. I don't know. I'm not going to stick on the actual sports aspect of it for too long because I know people out there probably don't care. But like,
I see it upsets you.
I can't. The ownership of this team is just so ghoulish. I can't. And obviously the owner of any sports team is going to be like a rich to some extent asshole. But like, it's just like times 1,000 with this one. Like, come on now.
And I'm not even a Sixers fan, and I understand your pain. I'm a Milwaukee Bucks fan, and we still have problems with like just old players we need to get rid of. Holy,
Chris Middleton.
That's Chris Middleton. I can't. And then we traded Drew Holiday, and Grayson Allen.
Was that your guy?
I mean, no, he's horrible.
Oh,
he's an okay player. He's actually a pretty good player. He's just like a bad person, like low key.
Oh,
He's been known for like tripping people.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he's actually just. He's the one who put like Alex Caruso in the infirmary. Like seriously, like he. But for Damian Lillard, but then now Dame's kind of sucking, and now we have. And it's like I remember last season there was only like 3 games where like our top 3 players, like Giannis, Chris Middleton, and Dame, all 3 of them played in the same game because they're all just injured. Everyone gets injured nowadays, bro.
Well. Pivoting. That.
Yeah, we can pivot from that.
How about, so you wanted to talk about the Grammys, and I told you that you would know more about that than me, but you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, a little bit. I was surprised. I mean, like, Kendrick didn't even release an album in this, like, Grammy run, and he won 5.
He won 5?
5. All for one song.
They were all for Not Like Us?
Not Like Us. It was like best music video, best rap song, best record. Oh, I don't remember the rest. But there was 2 more, and I was like, "That's insane."
Yeah,
like,
I think the sad thing about songs like that is that they are really good, but then they just get overplayed to death.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I don't know like much about the other categories. I mostly stuck to the rap ones, but Doechii won Best Rap Album of the Year.
Mm-hmm. I saw that was she was only the 2nd or 3rd female artist to win that.
I saw the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's like it was a good album. I feel like it was the same thing last year when Killer Mike won. Because there was like, there was Utopia. Travis Scott came out and everyone's like, that's gonna win. And then Killer Mike's won, and everyone's like, what a snub. And then the same thing's happening this year. I think they're trying to not pick the big one. I do think that Doechii's. I'd have to look through them again. Doechii's was very good though.
Yeah.
So I don't hate that she won, but a lot of people are like, Eminem, J. Cole, Future, Metro Boomin. None of them won. I was like, they were good albums, but there was no like definite pick this year. So I was like, I'm okay with that.
I'm definitely not getting like conspiratorial depths here.
Yep.
But in theory, if there's controversy about them every single year, more people are gonna watch.
Yeah. So, that too. And well, the big thing last year, I think I'm pretty sure about this that like Travis Scott lost for Best Rap Album, and then he had to play a song, and he was like, "That's cruel."
That sucks.
I know. I was like, that'd be so annoying. But yeah, and then Beyonce won for Best Album of the Year for Cowboy Carter.
I saw that, yeah. That's cool.
I never listened to that, but people were like, oh, is Beyonce going to lose again? But she finally won. I think that's so people just stop like nagging. They're like, just let her win. But I heard it was a really good album, so I'm not saying like she just won just because. But,
oh, no, yeah.
But I listened to a lot of music this year, like new music, 2024, but not outside of rap, really.
Yeah. I mean, I was looking at it earlier, there's like 40 or, I mean, not genuinely 40 or 50, but it seemed like there was that many categories for the Grammys.
I was looking through, I was like, how many? There's so many. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And then I saw so many people with the Oscars. People were like upset because they're not broadcasting the live like song, like the singing part where like they actually like play like whatever won. I don't know if it's whatever won, really? But they're not broadcasting it. And everyone's like, what the hell? They're not showing it. And I'm like, were you really gonna watch the Oscars anyways? Like,
I don't know. Yeah.
No, I feel like no one like.
Yeah, most people when it comes to these award shows, I don't think they actually watch them. I think they just see who won, and then they're like,
That's what I do. I mean,
yeah, I mean, because why?
I'll check back every 20
Yeah, I
minutes and be
don't
like, oh wow.
Sadly, it's not like 1998 anymore. I don't think people are like sitting their butts down and watching.
No.
The Oscars.
I kind of wish I did, but also that's like a 3-hour stretch.
It's very long.
The only one I'd want to watch if it ever came out is if Ricky Gervais did the Golden Globes again. Have you ever seen that?
I've seen that. That was he's good.
I like him. He's funny. But yeah, I mean, can't say much about the. I mean, since I didn't know, I listened to a lot of music. I can't say much, but it's like, I think it was all right from what I saw.
Yeah. Do you want to get into some news?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay.
A little bit, yeah.
So, I actually learned about. We discussed a lot about this in my classes because I'm a political science major.
Yeah.
So I'll kind of lead the way on this, but this is okay. So preface. There's been like 1 billion executive orders.
Yes.
I know that you know that.
Mm-hmm.
But one of them I think is crazy, is that Elon Musk says that they're going to shut down the U.S. aid program, which is essentially just like all of our aid for foreign development and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And that aid is responsible for essentially like saving and prolonging millions of lives worldwide. And Elon Musk has essentially said that he has outright said, I'm looking at a New York Times article here.
Yeah.
Elon Musk has outright said that they are going to eliminate the USAID program, which to me is crazy because Elon Musk is a person who has never needed or wanted for anything in his entire life.
Mm-hmm.
He is, I don't know if he's the richest man in the world, but if he's not the,
He's up there.
He's one of the richest
One of the
people.
5,
yeah.
probably.
And at a certain point, doesn't even really matter because like he's like a multi-billionaire.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So we've gotten to a point in this country where we have, again, like a multi-billionaire saying that he does not want to use a minuscule part of the federal budget, by the way, like this much, like relatively speaking. We have a guy who's coming along and saying, well, actually, those people are going to have to die because we want to be more efficient.
It's such an Elon Musk thing to say.
It is.
It's like not like, as soon as I heard Elon Musk, I was like, okay, of course.
Yeah. Well, when you hear the name Elon Musk now, it's like, oh, so this is going to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that not too long ago, like how Elon Musk is kind of like, I remember, I don't know how many years ago, thinking Elon Musk like, oh, he's just a really smart, he's a Tesla guy.
He was kind of beloved for a long time.
Yeah, I actually like thought he was an interesting guy. Now it's like, what happened to Elon Musk?
Yeah.
So much has happened. I don't even know. I mean,
I think it is funny. Like we were talking about this earlier too, about how he like lied about being good at a video game.
that's ridiculous.
And in my head, I'm thinking like, if Elon Musk knew anything about like humans and like just like the way that we like socialize, he would know that if he truly wanted to be relatable, he would have just come out and said, oh, I've played this game for a long time, but I suck at it.
Yeah.
Because that's what's actually relatable. There are games that I have like 100 hours on, but I'm just terrible at them.
Dude. Yeah. Well, I think it reminds me of like the like I feel like this is something Elon Musk would do, like just because of how big he is. Like he's so famous, so popular. It's like I guess not remember because we didn't experience this, but like Michael Jackson had to like he paid like for like 50 actors and for like a day at the supermarket, and so he could walk around the supermarket and then like the actors wouldn't notice him. So he could pretend to be a normal person again.
That reminds me of just because there are still people that like just absolutely just fall like head over heels for Elon, just like on like Twitter and like just like in general, like, and it's like I must be missing something because what about this man is so cool. And
well, another thing too about the whole like the gaming thing is that like the guy the guy on YouTube who exposed him for it, he Elon like posted on Twitter bashing him and then removed his blue check. Like how petty is
like,
that?
I don't know. and I know many other people will never forgive Elon for buying Twitter and then just ruining it.
Ruined it.
Because Twitter was so fun.
Yeah.
Before he bought it. And now like literally now it's just like every tweet you click on, and it's meant to work this way. Like if you buy the check mark, your replies go to the top.
Yeah.
And so who on Twitter is buying blue check marks, mostly other than like his like right wing like followers and like simps and whatnot. So genuinely, if you click on any political tweet on Twitter nowadays, it's just like it'll be like, oh, hey, like, healthcare is too expensive nowadays. And then, like, the first reply would be like, black people shouldn't fly airplanes. And it's like, whoa, okay.
Oh, we took a big jump
I need to get off this app now.
Yeah. I thought about that, how, like, after the whole thing about him doing the Nazi salute, and I was like, oh, what's he going to say? Did he ever say anything about it? I never
He
even,
did, but it's like...
what, do you know what?
Well, kind of like Connor was just saying, he didn't try and, like, ardently, like, defend himself against it. And also, Elon Musk is, like, a big, like, financial and, like, general, like, political and personal supporter of the AfD in Germany, which is, they will say, you know, in all fairness, I suppose, they will say that they have no, like, links or, like, you know, support of Nazi ideologies or Hitler.
Yeah.
That is what they will say, but it is generally perceived by, you know, observers and political scientists that the AfD in Germany is a far, far right political party that is probably sympathetic with a number of Hitler's ideas and kind of trying to revise history where, you know, hey, maybe he wasn't so bad because he did fix the economy, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, okay, so like they're only looking at, like, the good things.
Yes.
Okay.
So, it wasn't a Nazi salute. Okay, well, so for one, we know that he supports the far-right party in Germany that is Nazi-esque.
Yeah.
Also, like Connor just said, he is from South Africa. I mean, as we all know.
But still, like, crazy. I remember, like, when it happened, not hearing, like, anything of him being like, I'm not a Nazi. It meant to do this. No, it was, like, very quiet.
And people saying, again, like, people saying he doesn't know what that is. And,
doesn't know what that is.
well, yeah, I'll retread on that, but just be brief. Like, I mean, yeah, he grew up in South Africa.
Oh, so
a white South African. So yeah, he and his family were living in a system that was, you know, it was a racial hierarchy. It was
Apartheid.
Segregationist. It was apartheid. Yeah, and he, like, apart from being, like, I don't know how old he's like at least 40. He's like 40, 50
Probably
something.
40 something, yeah.
Like, as a grown man in today's society, as politically as involved as you are, I don't care what anybody else says. And again, this is, like, just, like, my opinion, I guess.
Okay.
I don't care who you are. Like, you know what that is, and you know what a Nazi is. Like, don't try and, like, be, like, fucking facetious about it. Like, you know what you're doing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know if you saw this too, but he was like, oh, it's a Roman salute. Like, no.
Don't
like, just don't be silly about it, right? Like, oh, he's doing a Roman salute. Like, you fucking meathead. Like, you know what that is when you see it. Like,
and yeah, I mean, it takes someone. I mean, for someone who is as, like, smart as he is, for, like, I mean, all he's done with Tesla and all that, I'm not sure if this is the exact claim he was making, but to make the claim that he didn't know what it was would be kind of absurd.
It is absurd. Even if it's, like, any grown adult as politically active as he is knows what he was doing, and it's like,
yeah, and like, so much has been happening with Elon so recently too.
Yeah.
Like, especially, I mean, since Trump got elected, we've been hearing a lot more about Elon. So
I'm every time I think about it, I am so heartbroken that we as a country were presented with the choice to really never have to hear from this man again, and we were like, no, like, that dude's cool.
One more time.
Like, yeah,
I don't know.
like, oh my god. Oh, he's such a loser. It's crazy.
Before you get too upset, we can switch topics.
I mean, I'll just leave it on Elon Musk is living proof that I know it's generic, but Elon Musk is living proof that you cannot buy happiness with money. Because clearly there is something in that man's mind that is just not going right.
And then you got, like, the Joe Rogan podcast being like, smartest man I've ever met.
Yeah. Like, come on now. One of the biggest things that has come down the pipeline recently, and again, just for clarification, like, this very well, I mean, it is a fluid situation, so it absolutely could change between now and the time this episode is published. But as of right now, on the 3rd of February,
yes,
there are tariffs enacted against Canada and Mexico. So I believe that the Mexico tariffs were softened because the Mexican president agreed to send some troops to the border.
Okay.
But Canada, as of right now, I think actually Trudeau, the Canadian Prime Minister, and Trump were going to speak again tonight. So it's 6 o'clock right now for more specificity with that. So who knows? This could be different even by later tonight.
Yeah.
But that being the case, I think just, like, looking at this from a more general perspective, he said he was going to do this, I kind of thought he wouldn't, but like he did.
Yeah.
And I think it's just kind of crazy that like we're saying to basically two of our closest allies for whatever you want to say about the border, right? And, you know, whoever you are.
Yeah.
Like Mexico is absolutely one of our biggest allies because I believe the number is 40% of our trade is not specifically with Mexico, but Mexico and Canada account for about 40% of our trade.
Wow.
And obviously Mexico is one of our two neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
So the relationship that we have with Mexico is like crucial for like the economy and diplomacy and everything. And we're basically saying to, and you know, obviously this applies to Canada too, but people have more issues with Mexico, which is whatever.
Yeah.
I don't really fall into that camp, but if you do, sure. But Mexico and Canada, I think it's just crazy to say, yeah, we don't really care that you're two of our best friends internationally, so we're just gonna 25% tariff.
Throwing the past to the side, like now we're starting fresh.
Yeah, exactly. Like
I just work with you, okay? We're not friends.
Exactly. It's like what are we doing? Because like if we're not friends with Canada or Mexico, and if we're also not friends with like the European Union, because like Meta and Musk and whatnot are angry with them because of their privacy regulations.
That's right.
So if we're not friends with Canada and Mexico, and we're not friends with the European Union, like, who are we friends with? I'm really kind of confused. Like, I don't know. Like, because it can't be Russia, right? Like, it can't, like, probably not.
Probably
not. Because Trump supposedly hates Russia, even though he probably looks up to Putin a little bit.
No, I keep seeing this video of like him, like Trump talking about the Ukraine and Russia war, and everyone's like, he's like, who do you support? And he goes, he's like, I want people to stop dying. He's like, who do you support? He's like, I want people to stop dying. It's like, what does that mean? Like,
yeah,
I understand what you mean, but who do you support?
It's like the video. Have you ever seen the video? Well, okay, so you know that he like sold a Bible, right, during the campaign.
He sold the Bible?
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know.
Okay, not to go too deep down the rabbit hole.
Okay.
But during the campaign, he sold like a Trump Bible, and in the aftermath of this, he was on an interview, and they asked him, like, you know, like, Mr. Trump, like, this is great, you have your Bible, because, you know, they were obviously like, you know, conservatives or whatever too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is great that you have your own Bible, blah blah. So sir, like, what's your favorite passage? And he was like, I love all of them. They're all so great.
But not read it.
And then they asked him, like, it's like, well, I mean, of course, but like, what's like specifically, what's your favorite one? He's like, I don't think I'd go into detail on that. It's very personal.
Bro.
It's like, dude, it has never been more obvious, like, ever, that a person did not read a book. I think I did a better job in like my 8th grade literature class convincing my teacher that I read Huckleberry Finn than Donald Trump did of convincing two conservatives who would have eaten up every word he said that he read the Bible. Like, because the thing is, like, with Bible quotes, as far as I'm concerned, you could just say like a biblical word and then like any set of numbers that you want. Yeah. Like I don't know what, like affirmations 128.
Yeah.
Like that's my favorite Bible verse. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like Genesis 13:12, right?
Yeah. And also it's like, wait. No, but okay. I was confused when you meant by Trump Bible at first. I was like, is it like Trump's Bible?
It's not a self-insert. I wish it was.
I thought it kind of was. I was like,
that would have been the funniest thing ever if he replaced Jesus with himself. That would have actually been the funniest thing ever. Yeah, but no, it was.
But like, you know, his PR team was like he's gonna ask questions like, you read the book, right? He's like, yeah, you read the book, and it's like, I love all the.
He can't possibly have a PR team because he just says shit like that all the time.
Yeah, you're right. They'd be. Yeah, you're right. He might probably
no. No, but getting back to the point at hand.
Yes,
that's what that reminded me of when you said that, and I just yeah, like I just don't know. So like we said earlier, with U.S. aid being so this hasn't happened yet, okay? But Elon Musk, who has the ear of Trump, has basically said that is the plan, is to shut down U.S. aid. Now, I will say, legally speaking, that is illegal for the president to do. The president cannot do that because, yeah, I mean, it's probably not so surprising, right? But U.S. aid was established by an act of Congress. So it is not within the president's scope of authority to just say that, okay, this is gone. He can't do it. He cannot do it. It's yet to be seen if they would let that happen, which is like they've kind of been letting him do a lot, and I would hope that they don't.
He knows that this is the last time here, so he's just going to push every
button.
No,
that's totally true, though. That is totally true because, like, and you also got to consider the fact that Donald Trump is, what, he's like 80, 81? How old is he?
I don't know, actually. He's old. He's up there.
You know, in his 80s, let me actually hold on. I don't want to. It's like
Make sure we get this right.
78.
78.
Okay, 78. Fair enough.
Close to 80.
Yeah, close enough. Yeah.
Close enough.
But no. But
Yeah.
you are absolutely right with that though, because you have Donald Trump, who is a 78-year-old man,
Mm-hmm.
old as bricks, right? Not a healthy individual either. No. Clearly not a healthy individual, physically or mentally. He probably ultimately does know, as do many of the people around him, that like at any given moment, like, you know, that heart could, you know, stop working, given his age and everything. So yeah, you're absolutely right. It probably is true that they are doing everything in their power to get this stuff done while he's still the one in charge.
What do you think about that? He probably like has like, for like a list of papers, like if I die to JD Vance, he's like do all this.
Honestly, man, I would not be surprised. The thing is with the thing is yeah, in crayon. The thing is with JD Vance is like, I don't see the Trump crowd getting behind JD Vance, because that dude is like, you know what I hope we see, and this is like kind of like going off the rails a little bit.
Okay.
So here's what I would like to see in the America lore. Yeah. Right.
Okay.
So Trump passes away, you know, old age, right? Because you know, like we said, 78 years old, not very healthy.
Yep.
JD Vance, of course, is then elevated to the presidency.
Of course.
What if we see a JD Vance redemption arc? Because hear me out though, right? Because he was very anti-Trump for a long time. He has the conviction in his heart, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think what happened, and most people, I think, he sold out because he wanted like power, right? But what if he becomes the president and he has a moral reckoning, and he becomes just this very progressive, you know, left-leaning, for the people president?
Think about it this way: what if he tricked Trump? What if he's like, yeah, I'm totally in on all these ideas, and so he like went even farther, saying all this stuff, and then he's like slowly like, it's like slowly killing him, so that he can like on his deathbed and be like, I'm actually Democrat. You fell for it. No one will believe you. And then after he does all this, he like reverses everything Trump did.
That would be amazing.
That would be
great.
America lore would reach it. There'd be a whole textbook just for that.
Oh my God, yeah.
The movie.
I also love, this is random, but just I think maybe my favorite Trump moment is like
of all time, or just recently?
Maybe of all time. But have you seen the clip of when he was talking about like how Kim Jong-un sent him love letters? That, yeah.
Are they like pen pals?
I think they are. I'm not going to expound too much on that because it's off topic, but I just...
Imagine like, I miss you. Please come back to office. I'm working on it.
You know, in the spirit of, you know, being friendly and everything. So you added this to the agenda, and I am totally unaware of what you mean by this, so I want you to go into some detail.
So I had him write down best ways to say goodnight. This, one of my friends showed me this, and I thought, and because normally, like, okay, if you're saying, like, I feel like there's a lot of phrases like hello, or like when you say goodbye, or when you leave, like you leave a room, like there's the basic way to say it, which is just goodbye, but it's always fun if you have your own way to say it. Like that's your thing. That's your like catchphrase kind of.
Catchphrase?
So there was a list. He showed me a list. It wasn't really a list, it was like a video, but of different ways to say, of saying goodnight. Because like if you say goodnight, sweet dreams, like come on, I've seen that before, and I didn't know if you had ever heard of any, because I love some of them. One of them was, I want to see what you think. Hunt them Z's.
Hunt them Z's.
Like hey, hunt them Z's. What do you think?
As a good night, let me see. Hunt them Z's.
Like
I feel like you have to be pretty familiar with the person you're speaking to say that.
Yeah. This isn't like a coworker. This is like a friend. You're like,
coworker.
Hey, yo, hunt them Z's.
Do you have a coworker one though? Because you begged the question. So
I do have a I mean, technically, yeah.
Technically, yeah.
This one could be used for coworker. You should go, hey, dreams.
Dreams.
Just dreams. Like, come on. Obviously, we think they're gonna be sweet.
I think you're thinking.
Yo, dreams.
I think if you say that, you probably think it sounds a bit cooler than it actually does.
What do you mean?
Because that's in your head it's like dreams. But in their head it's like dreams. You know what I mean? Like,
what do you think about this one? This one's kind of a longer one, but it's like a dialogue.
Okay. So do I have a script here? Do you want to role play?
Okay. Okay. What's your response? Your response.
We'll role play.
Okay. I'll be like, hey, don't forget your baseball glove.
Oh, thanks, man. I'll remember it.
No. Yeah. Well, why would I be saying that to you? You have to be like,
were we playing baseball?
No. You're like, you're about to go to bed.
Okay.
And I'm saying, hey, don't forget your baseball glove. And you'd be like,
no, what? We weren't playing baseball. Why would you say that?
So you can catch them Z's. That's a good one.
Because I don't know how well that would work, because I feel like if you said that in real life, you would have a very similar reaction to my first reaction, which was just kind of confusion.
Yeah, I think, I'd be like, what?
I think you would kind of get a blank stare for a little bit.
No, I feel like, you know what I'm saying though? It's like, if you say something different, it's like, that's better.
I want to bring up an adjacent issue, because here's an issue that I've had in my real life.
Mm-hmm.
So you see somebody, and I'm talking about, like, I'm not saying, like, this isn't a farewell situation, this is a hello situation.
Okay.
So you and I are seeing each other for the first time of that day.
Okay, yep.
It's in the morning, good morning.
Good morning.
It's in the afternoon, good afternoon.
Yeah.
It's in the evening, good evening. But if it's nighttime, you don't say good night as a greeting.
You don't.
You know what I mean?
Ooh, that's a good point.
So it's like, I mean, I'm overthinking it, because you could just say, like, hello, what's up? But, like, there is no, like, good night has been co-opted entirely as a farewell. You cannot say good night to somebody as a greeting.
You're right.
And that's a problem.
Is there really a greeting for the night? Because I think the idea is like, well, when are you going to meet someone at night?
Like,
I think that's a little.
I would argue that you meet the most fun people at nighttime.
That's right. But that's the thing, though. It's so fun, you don't need a formal greeting.
That's true.
It's hey, so.
Because, like, if you're meeting, that's true, though. If you're meeting somebody, like, past, like, 8 o'clock, it's probably more of a casual,
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, you're not going in for a job interview.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Yeah.
But think about the people who work the night shift. Maybe it's like their joke, like, hey, good night.
Yeah.
I think I'm right there.
That's a fair point. That is a fair point.
I think I think I would be more productive if I worked the night shift.
Really?
Dude, sometimes, like, I don't know what it is about being dark. It's just about it being dark out. My mind goes way more active. Like,
see, no, I'm a night owl too,
Mm-hmm.
but, like, I don't want to work at nighttime.
I would hate that.
Yeah.
I would feel like I'd be more productive though.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's fair.
I feel like I would.
Let me see. I want to, if I could, bring up my own idea here.
Go ahead.
Kind of unrelated, but I just and maybe we can end on this too. But what would your personal thoughts be on bringing back the woolly mammoth?
I'm totally on board.
Yes. As you should be. But we have the technology.
Do we?
We do have the technology.
Can you please elaborate on that?
What we could do, so we have recovered don't fact check this. We have recovered the mammoth genome.
Okay.
So we have their DNA. So what we could do is put a mammoth embryo in an elephant, right? Because it's close enough to the same thing, at least for me, that's all that matters. So you would put the mammoth embryo in an elephant, and of course the elephant would carry the mammoth to term, and
yep,
you have a mammoth. But what you would do? Okay, well we have the technology. Basically.
Okay. Yeah. Can I just add real quick? This feels very, very Jurassic Park-esque.
No, because it's not Jurassic Park. Because what's the worst that a mammoth can do? They're docile creatures.
I guess.
They're herbivores.
Do we really know who started the Ice Age?
Who started the Ice Age?
Who's responsible for that?
Probably, yeah.
We don't know the woolly mammoth part. What role they played.
I just think here's what I think that this country is missing. Okay, this country has gone to shit for a variety of reasons, but one of the main reasons is that people do not have to fear for their life. Well, they do, but specifically, they don't have to fear for their life from an animal. When they leave their home, because we're pampered, right?
Yeah.
This country lacks megafauna, if you will.
Okay.
Yeah. People.
No, you go ahead. Keep going.
If people were humbled on a daily basis by the presence of like a 3-ton mammoth, I think that would instill a lot more common sense in the people who live here.
So what it sounds like you're advocating is not to bring back the woolly mammoth, it's like to release the zoos. Like that's what it sounds like. Oh,
Now
is that
that is a good
You
idea.
didn't-
That is a good idea.
For a day,
That's forever.
forever,
Yeah.
just to see. Okay,
Wait, no.
you
but
just want to
that-
like set us back.
No, I don't want to. We're going forward. I just can't help but think though that like imagine like okay you're going down the Pennsylvania Turnpike
Mm-hmm.
and you look to your right and you see a herd of grazing mammoth.
Ooh,
How peaceful would that be for your soul,
I'd be
right?
yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
that'd be nice.
And that would just be so, it would be calming, but also it would be exhilarating because you know that at any given moment you could end up on the wrong side of that tusk.
You could,
Mm-hmm.
but what if it becomes a problem? What if it's like 'cause too many people are dying from these woolly mammoths? We need to do something about this.
Well, I will say that, they're unless provoked, they are docile. So like, if
You
something
deserve it.
happens to you, it's probably your fault. Yeah.
That's
I'm
a
gonna-
bold claim.
I'm gonna say that. People might not like to hear that, but yeah, if the mammoth gets you,
Okay,
I think
I
yeah.
understand. I understand where you're coming
Yeah,
from.
we're not gonna put down the mammoth. That's for sure.
Mhm. So on top of the mammoth, we're releasing the zoos. Do we keep the aquariums?
I don't really. I mean, I don't care for the oceans much.
Really?
So they have their own weird thing going on out there, and it's like sure.
Going a little off the. Is SeaWorld still a thing?
I don't think so actually. I think they're kind of going bankrupt a little bit.
I don't know.
Yeah, because that whole thing with like
What was it
I don't know, it was a documentary or
Yeah.
something, but that really sank them.
Blackfish?
Yeah, I think that's what it was called. Yeah.
I remember like signing the permission slip, having my parents in 6th grade. That was crazy. Yeah, I missed the SeaWorld era.
You missed the SeaWorld era?
I missed it. Like I wasn't there for it.
Oh, I thought you meant like you were
No,
nostalgic.
I never got to experience it. I have nothing to miss. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but that'll probably be it from us for today.
Yeah.
We covered a variety of things, of
Yeah.
course. A little bit just less focused today, only because we were coming off of like all that news.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, going forward, we're definitely going to be a bit more focused on everything that is happening currently. And of course, like I said, we're coming off of like 2 months of not podcasting, so we wanted to get the broad strokes. But yeah,
Yeah.
going forward, we have discussed that we want to get a guest on most weeks. That's
Yeah,
a goal of
definitely.
ours, to get different perspectives
Mm-hmm.
and cover stories with people who are directly involved. So we're definitely going to be doing that going forward, and we look forward to that. Some topic specialized episodes with the holidays coming
That's
up.
right.
So-
That's right.
And you might be thinking, the holidays happened already. What are you guys talking about? Not for us.
No.
Our holidays are just coming.
It's almost here.
And Groundhog's Day was one of them.
Yeah, it was.
We talked about that at length. You saw that.
Yeah.
But President's Day is coming up, and we're so excited for that.
That's right.
Maybe we won't. If you know. But for now, since it's happening pretty imminently, we're not going to tilt the bean can too much.
Oh, no,
But,
yeah. Well, if you know what we're doing, you know what we're doing.
If you don't,
you'll see.
you got to find out. We're excited.
Yeah. And obviously these were all like, we kept a good mix of like obviously news heavy topics, but also stuff like best ways to say goodnight. Like it will range like we've been doing.
Yeah. Basically, everything you could ever. We're like the Walmart of podcasts. Everything that you need is right here. It might not be super high quality,
Yeah.
but everything you need is right here.
It's down an aisle.
Yeah. You just gotta find it. You just gotta find it, man. That's it. If you have any recommendations about topics, my email is cc1031591@wcupa.edu. I would love for community input on what we can talk about on here.
Stop talking about Gus.
But yes, thank you all so much for tuning in.
so
If you're
much,
still here with us, and
great start to season 1.
Great
season 2.
Season 2.
Season 2, my bad.
Importantly, season 2.
Important.
Because we're locked in now.
Oh yeah.
Like we said, we're locked in. We're
More
locked
than
in.
before.
We're going to be scheduled. We're going to be on topic.
And yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be awake. Ready.
Hopefully we'll be awake. Yeah.
I hope so.
Alive.
Alive.
Too. Present.
Have to replace me. Well, again, thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you.
And we'll see you next week.
Yes, we will see you next week. Thank you.